Let's rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. Just showed you some good apples, which have purchased from the local store. Exactly what was willing to pay to those big red apples in order to make some good apple pie. Yours truly, Adrian H. Dragan, being reborn, is yours truly, Adrian HannaH Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Empire, marching towards the sunset. This special. Have a sore throat. I'm fighting a flu. The best way that I know to fight illness, disease, and sickness is by physical activity, training, working out, exercising, and dancing. So this is, look at those 3 little cups, little tiny cups, beautiful, for cappuccino, made in Italy. Somebody has put, have enough cups, could use a half an hour massage. And I could use bigger cups. They were cute, but not for yours truly. If somebody takes them and makes some good use. However, since I did touch one, I'm gonna disinfect my hand because I don't know people's personal hygiene. And I admit, I'm not perfect. Far from it. I lust, got vices, smoke a little bit, got dealt with issues, but love to get dirty, but don't stay filthy. Don't stay dirty, get back clean with hygiene. Royal, regal, lofty. So I'm just gonna put computer here, stretch, and do the right public hygiene protocols. Yours truly, open carrying disinfectant, open, OPEN, tac tac tac. Just a little bit, and gonna rub RUB between the fingers, interlock the fingers, rub on the palms, on the sides, on the palms, on the sides, left right, left right, left right, on the sides, on the palm, between, interlock the fingers, and we have disinfected in 3, 2, 1, and we can now proceed in a healthier way for my personal hygiene and for the potential public hygiene and public which might encounter. Freedom is a double-edged sword, isn't it? If my sword, I admit I cannot lift it by my solo. Perhaps my friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, helps. Sister, friend, teacher, the 4th dimension to that trinity, being my one and only financial sponsor at the moment. Maybe with her help, be able to lift it. And my sword with 2-edge, black and white, 2-edge, one side white, the other black, and the handle rainbow. It's yours truly, Rainbow Dragon, marching towards the sunset. I decided that, although I'm not feeling much better, fighting a cold, got a sore throat, was spitting phlegm, a little bit of a cough, I canceled some volunteering activities because I didn't want to put others at risk, although I'm vaccinated, right indeed. forehead of the goddess twice vaccinated. And the goddess's forehead, yes, I said goddess. When they say God, I say and the goddess. When they say God, say yes and the goddess. When they say God, I say and the goddess. Yes, twice vaccinated. Willing to get the third shot. Sore throat, spit some phlegm, coughed, runny nose. The symptoms of COVID, yeah, but I tested at the beginning of the year 3 times I went. Of course, I tested negative 3 times, but I had COVID before mass testing was available at the beginning of late January 2020 until about February 20th. 2020 was very sickle, and disease was like death, pestilence, and disease. And so I got vaccinated. So I decided to go on a 3-hour march for my own self, because that's the best way. I know how to heal. By exercising, fighting germs, by sweating a bit, by taking these few thousand steps. I'm now marching north, the direction of north in Hawk Island, Montreal, and I will be looking for Halloween, like that one. I love Halloween. A beautiful dragon. Beautiful dragon. I love Halloween. I have a project in mind but cannot finance it, and I don't know about community organizations if they're willing to finance it. I'm gonna approach it. I have a few dollars I could spare. $3.60 to buy some candy, but I can volunteer to do the other work, put the decorations and animate. So I will be checking for, hey, there's one, Halloween decorations, as I'm back on this march for fighting, struggling my flu. I think it's a flu, but if it will persist until Friday, today's Wednesday, and I began feeling it Monday night, and yesterday during the day, and it gotten worse until about today midday. It seemed to have stabilized, so I am wearing the mask, of course, just in case. I think it's a flu, but it do matches the, look at that one. On rocks. I see a lot of pumpkins there. So I already feel a bit better. I'm about half an hour start from my headquarters. About half an hour, I already feel better, so it has worked for me in the past. Working out, training, going for a walk, and fighting, sweating a bit, the germs, the microbes, and although I got back up in my backpack, if it's gonna get colder after sunset, it's 17 when I left. It's supposed to drop to 13 by midnight, but with train tracks. But I've noticed that although I have a runny nose, stuffed nose, I have noticed a considerable sensitivity to the cars, to the CO2s, as I usually do when I have a cold or when I have a flu. So yesterday was on a tea diet. I drank like 3 teas. I very rarely drink more than 1 tea. But last night was special. I wasn't feeling the best. And today I said, with rain coming tomorrow, starting tonight after midnight, and being a nice day above average temperatures, I might as well brace it and go for a march. a meditative world peace march for the mission, vision, and philosophy of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Empire, which yours truly as androgynous pansexual has founded for world peace, international justice, securing and ensuring global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature by creating the two complementary cooperative covenant institutions of the dancing goddess and the dragon army, officially titled International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragon Army, in complementary parallel cooperative with the International Integrated Dance League, the Dancing Goddess Army, complementary cooperative covenant with the Dragon Army, and the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire are one empire under the sun, under the stars, under the moon, on earth. And that's a nice little red chair. Slightly damaged, but I could envision through creativity a multiplicity of potential uses for it nonetheless. Look at this beautiful tree. Look at the tree. Look at a mighty tree. Remember that as a universal spiritual teaching student, conglomerating universal spirituality and social democratic fusion and my universal revolutionary centrism as embodied in the dancing goddess and the dragon empire for a new world order of peace, international justice and global freedom as these beautiful trees here. The trees are but the hairs on the goddess's body. The goddess that gets one kiss from the goddess of heaven starlit, and that kiss turns into 93 trillions of kisses, which yours truly will distribute to my willingly loving allies and armies. So one of these trees here, I realize how I am a piece of dust in this. See? Look at that beautiful trees of majestic hair on the goddess's body. The goddess that dances with her bird, the sun, to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes, which our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest, for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilization. Look at this beautiful, majestic tree. See how big it is? It's 7 times my size. And this tree is but a hair on the goddess's body. The goddess that dances with her brother the sun in order to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes, which our brothers and sisters harvest and harvested, myself included in a past life, for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilizations such as these big buildings, which house children, families, and I wonder how many of them got their food secured, got their rent paid, or our rent is late, or many, few, a lot. Not gonna speculate, but in these big buildings, there are some who, of course, struggle financially. So I don't have all the answers, I don't have all the solutions on the COVID crisis. First and foremost, as my trinity on the COVID health and financial crisis goes, has been my trinity on COVID, will be, and is that first and foremost, do not know what has caused COVID. Second, believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings. And third, since do not know for sure, and my belief that the snakes transmitted it to human beings is now 100% confirmed, I cannot rule out another possibility. There's a fourth dimension to that trinity, whom I do know 100% without a doubt, is that yours truly before COVID. Before COVID, 93 days began in October 17 to be precise, the first session of what I've created, which was the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, a workout designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario after I had as a world peace advocate, independent student, scholar of civilizations, wars, and politics, an independent security analyst and theorist, had come to the conclusion that we, Canada, North American civilization, Western civilization, and the world, that we are on a path to World War III, due to taking into consideration the factors such as the US-China trade war began by the Trump administration at the beginning of 2018, the consequent arrest of Meng Wanzhou, chief financial officer of Huawei, in order to honor an extradition treaty with the USA, and consequently Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig, their arrest in order to be extradited. Due to that extradition treaty being put into action, arrest of Meng Wanzhou, Cathy Meng, by officials in Canada, the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and another historical event such as Pearl Harbor. So taking that into consideration, had created a general war integrated whole-body training system, designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario, which in a nearly paradoxical way resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises, and predates it by about 93 days. I'm just going to take this log a few times. Oh yeah. And so I created a scenario which of course was based on real life events. The aforementioned US-China trade war began by the Trump administration. Consequently, the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, aka Cathy Meng, and historical events such as Pearl Harbor. And I was saying, as my analysis in 2019 October, that we are on a path to World War III. And so I had created the scenario, the World War III scenario, in order to go hand in hand with the aforementioned. My scenario, of course, was based on real life events such as the US-China trade war. The Trump administration began in 2018. The arrest of Meng Wanzhou, aka Cathy Meng, in order to honor an extradition treaty, and historical events such as Pearl Harbor. That I do know without a doubt, and that in my scenario, what causes World War III, in my scenario, is a global stock market crash that is blamed on the US Trump administration for beginning the US-China trade war, and many other countries blaming the USA's for imposing tariffs on hundreds of millions of dollars worth of billions, hundreds of billions worth of dollars of Chinese goods, and they blame the stock market crash on that, and consequently the beginning of World War III after a global financial collapse. And that was my scenario. In my scenario, although there was the economic, financial, and commercial destruction and devastation, there was also the solution. As I've created the scenario with the problem and also the solution. And of course, paradoxically, in a parallel way, due to COVID, like I said, I had COVID at the beginning of the year 2020, from about end of January until about February 20th or so. And due to COVID, last year, the stock market crash, which of course triggered what's known as the COVID recession, and the Great Recession, which is the biggest, the worst commercial, financial, economic recession in 70 years, since the Great Depression. Since the Great Depression, which began in 1929 and ended, well, after the World War II started in 1939, 1940, and lasted for more than 13 years. So in my scenario, that is what triggers World War III, a stock market crash, causing a global financial collapse. That's the beginning of World War III, and some argue that World War II would have not have happened were it not for the Great Depression, what's called Black Tuesday, when it occurred in October 23rd and in the late October 1929, just before Halloween and in November. Some make that argument that there is some truth, some value perhaps in that argument. But nonetheless, in my scenario, although it had the destruction and the devastation, it also had the solution. And the solution is what had, due to COVID, had began advocating for since July 24th, 2020, just as envisioned in my scenario. In my scenario, the solution was mobilizing 1% of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, member nation countries, mobilizing 1% of adult population, creating a new transnational social and security force. And that's since I've seen that my scenario, in an eerie paradoxical, providential parallel way, resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises. That's what I began advocating for. Just like envisioned in my scenario. Mobilization of 1% of adult population of NATO member countries, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and beyond, for that matter, with our allies. I'm calling Israel to become the 31st member of NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization member country. Be the 31st. To be the 31st member nation state. Look at this beauty. Be the 31st nation member state of NATO. ASAP, perhaps by midnight. That's when I'm gonna get the first donation via PayPal or commission, or working out, training, exercising, philosophizing, doing poetry, doing dance, doing art, boxing, whatever it is. Yours truly, although living in the worst financial crisis of my adult life with this COVID, I am open for business, primarily the business of the dancing goddess in the Dragan Empire, which yours truly has founded during this COVID for world peace, international justice, and global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. And then for the XYZs, we're gonna go round about this is a shopping center. I used to shop a little bit here. Has some good places to shop. We're gonna go on the bottom. Not far from here, there's a Dragan gym in nature, and you can see that the mixture here in this Hawk Island, Montreal, that's a metropolis. That is a big city. Just on the island, there's more than 2.2 million people. You can see on this side, like as the green, a tree that's Mother Nature is here. The greatest artist, Mother Nature. And that yours truly see on this side, to the concrete. And on the other side, the civilization of the Dancing Goddess Army, officially titled International Integrated Dance League. Integrated, that will be an all gender, all ages, all sexual orientations inclusive dance league, calling on the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, Major League Baseball, European soccer to support in any way, capacity, shape or form that they can Dancing Goddess Army in order to organize mass dancing events across the world for the mass financing of the cleaning of the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes, and forests thereof. On this march is dedicated thereof to the mission, the general mission thereof, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, which are one empire of the sun and stars on earth. They're calling on the sports leagues, which since 1984 have been blessed by our civilization to make and be rewarded in the average of millions of dollars. Not just the players, the owners of those aforementioned, I'm gonna say patriarchal sports leagues. Because now, let's be honest, there's not even one women sports league that even makes close to the financials that the aforementioned NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, Major League Baseball, European soccer make. I am disappointed that during COVID they haven't stepped up to say, hey, since 1984 we've been rewarded so much financially that we're gonna give back in mass. And especially the youth, financially precarious youth who need to channel their aggressions and their frustrations and their impulses. Need to channel, there's the gym. We need to mass finance the youth, especially those precarious at risk. We have time for a little bit of, I didn't know I was gonna stop, but next time I want to bring a bag in order to do some cleaning here. There's some cleaning that needs to be done. There's the Dragon gym here. This rock. And this one is more heavy. Ah. Ah. Oh yeah, one's heavier. This one. And this one. This one's not that heavy. Heavy for some. Less for others. Gonna disinfect just in case somebody else came in between since last week when I passed by. I don't think anybody worked out in this Dragon gym. Needs a little bit of cleaning. I hope I remind myself next time that I'm gonna bring a black bag or something, or a bag, or and I have a few garbages there in the back, and we'll do a little bit of cleaning. I didn't know I was gonna make a quick pit stop here because I've started to bring something to clean, and I need a big bag or a few small bags to just one medium bag to do some cleaning there and make it into a more hospital sanitary gym. Of course, here got these. Seem that they haven't been moved. I look like grenade launchers. Like a big guns with two like this. This, put feel like this. It's about, that's about 25 pounds. And this one also is not that light. It's also about 25. See? Also gonna sit here. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And this is another, this is a whole Dragan gym. This needs some cleaning also. We got some tree logs there and need some cleaning on both sides. We proceed marching. On the march. Look at this beautiful tree. This tree is but the hair on the goddess who receives one kiss from the goddess of starlit heavens. And that kiss turns into 93 trillion kisses. Which, yours truly. My allies and armies. Kisses, hugs, rubs, washes, massages. I got in the trillions. In the billions, I can give push-ups, squats, hawks, and marching steps. And blessings. In my name, Adrian, HannaH, Dragan being reborn, Adrian H. Dragan died during COVID. Get my holy, sacred, and divine name out of your mouths, if it's not for a blessing. Hope we have an understanding. For world peace, international justice, global freedom, securing and ensuring global freedom is and will be the mission, the general mission of the Dragan Army, officially titled International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force. Just like paradox in a providential parallel way, just like envisioned in my scenario, which resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And since it resembles it, that's what I began advocating for. The creation of the solution, just like in my scenario, which, although it had the destruction, economic, social construction, it was also a big reset, which I'm calling for, in a reconstruction and the creation of the two institutions by putting my theory, which I've developed by many years in, as I've struggled with precarious employment, with gig work, with chronic illness, was like I took in the pestilences of the world upon me, suffered, struggled, and didn't give up, but XYZ, and I spent many years in the libraries of the city of Montreal, Hawk Island, and I've read thousands of books where these books became my friends. I've written thousands of pages of theory, of poetry, of scripts, of art, creative writing, and social, political, financial theory, which now in a compendium, or rather the compendium thereof, is embodied in the general mission, vision, and philosophy, complementary, covenant, cooperative philosophies and mission of the dancing goddess and the Dragan Empire, which are one empire under the stars, under the sky on earth. It's getting blue now. See some dark gray black clouds on the horizon. Don't mind yourself or myself as much as I love the sun on a sunny late July, early August day. Don't mind myself some Scorpio thunder and lightning. It is a special full moon walk. It's a special full moon celebration, as yours truly is marching on a special marching occasion for the mission, vision, and philosophy thereof. The dancing goddess and the dragon army to secure the three elements of civilization by the creation of the dragon army. The transnational institution absorbing, infusing, and integrating, just like envisioned in my scenario, with all LL existing public and private institutions, especially private and public security forces and armed forces of NATO, in order to secure the three elements of civilization. Once those three elements of civilization are secured, then we can proceed to encourage people to work out, train, exercise, do community work, dance, encourage and support volunteerism, volunteering, community work, volunteering, community work, and socially rewarding thereof, volunteering and community work, and encouraging and supporting and also rewarding after we secure the three essential elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport via public-private partnership. And like I said before, putting into practice my theories, of which is the compendium as embodied in my orations and lectures, and I don't need to read it from a piece of paper, because it comes a lot from the heart and a lot from the mind, from both passion and analysis and experience and will, and through blood, sweat, and tears, as yours truly's motto of the Dragon Army goes: nobody is born a dragon. Not even my surname with a surname Dragon. The blood, sweat, and tears, and thousands of push-ups, thousands of squats, thousands of hawks, millions of marching steps to turn that A into an O. Nobody born a dragon. Not even myself with surname named Dragon. D-R-A-G-A-N, with every push-up, every marching step, every hawk, every exercise, every dance, every sun ray that hits my body, every coffee that I drink, meal that I eat, every second, every day, every week, becoming Dragon Zero captain, founder of the Dragon Army, yours truly, Adrian HannaH Dragan. Adrian H. Dragan died during COVID. I don't want to go back to nothing. I hope many want to see for the future, as my theories and proposals are for the greater good, addressing socio-economic inequalities, financial, and creating a new world order of world peace, and a new, of course, based on democratic fusion and universal revolutionary centrism. As of course, I'm not a fascist, I'm not a communist. My compendium of philosophies and theories to be put into practice and action, and I'm calling for the creation of the two complementary cooperative covenant institutions for the 21st century, to be a private-public partnerships where the body is also a temple for pleasure and for purpose, and public hygiene is also important. And of course, in the private life, I could be home now, not recording, turned off the lights, and dance naked and watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something, or whatever else. Which Madonna, or whatever else, or watch live feeds from all over the world, for that matter. The city of the pyramids, or a piece of dust, or from all over the world in Montreal, as I envision, of course, the dancing goddess and the Dragon Empire to have a social reward system and integration and the integration thereof, of course, to where we have a lot of webcams connected with all social media to have accountability and balance, all public and private institutions, and create the two aforementioned institutions of the dancing goddess and the dragon army, the complementary cooperative covenant institutions, by putting my theory of debt refusion, DBTREFUSION, simply was a theory which I've written thousands of pages upon in many years past, as I was analyzing the growing debt, private and public debt, and growing debt as a millennial for many millennials struggling with debt, and house affordability being issues, and so on and so forth. I am for, of course, in principle, having a maximum 10% interest rate on all LL loans, whether for mortgage, for business, for art, creation, for everything as an activity, 10% maximum as a principle. And putting my theory into practice of debt refusion, taking all existing public and private debt, refusing it, meaning taking the number, my private debt is $10,000 more or less, by a few dollars, I think $61 or something like that. So almost, but we'll round it up. So if I'm X1, and X represents the private debt of private citizen individuals, such as myself, a citizen dragon, though, and such as myself, the private and the public debt. So if my private, or if private debt represent X, and X, taking all the X's put together, so X1, if I'm X1, you're X2, and there's hundreds of thousands, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of X's across NATO member countries, across Canada, US, and Germany, Israel, and the world for that matter. And so taking all that combined, put together, and if Y, the letter Y would represent the public debt, so then we'll take X, all X's will be in parentheses. The formulation or the mathematical equation is very simple, although it's based on analysis and development and struggling with books such as Das Kapital and The Capital and Wealth of Nations and Paul Krugman's literature and Milton Friedman and many others, economists, financiers and financial analysts, and developed in parallel my own theoretical formulation for the 21st century at a micro and macro combined few scale, what needs to be done, and which is simply called debt refusion. So taking all private and public debt, basically. If I'm X1, you're X2, and there's all the X's together. And if Y, the letter Y, as in honey, the letter Y. So if Y, the letter Y, Y1 represents, let's say, Canada, and Y2 represents, let's say, United States, and Y3 represents Germany, Y4 Israel, or can be in different orders. Taking the X and the Y's, first of NATO, then the Allies, put together, whatever the number is, the X and the Y's put together, taking the number of all the private and the public debt by adding all the X's and all the Y's, taking that number, and with that number crediting the creation of a global central bank to issue a universal unit of exchange, preferably digital by biometrics, the hand the voice and the eyes are unique biometric identifiers for every individual. Call it how Mother Nature made it, how Mother Nature created. So that is the theoretical formula, which is a simple formula that I've just discussed in this lecture. And of course it is based on, it's just a compendium, a summary, an analysis, but basically was based on more than hundreds of pages of written works, and I've made the libraries of the city of Montreal my second home, and the books, many thousands of books, history, finance, civilization, politics, romance, my friends during many years of struggle, being lonely, depressed, suicidal, and precarious work, so gig work, and what has been medicine and therapy for yours truly. Has been transitioning into an active lifestyle, working out, training, exercising as this march that I'm doing in a trinity of purposes for myself to fight the flu, for world peace by the general mission, vision and philosophy of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragan Empire and the Phoenix People's Party, anti-war, anti-racism, anti-poverty, pro-love party. And of course to do a meditation on current social, political, economic and financial and emotional feelings, local, national, international. So taking the debt, my debt refusion theory, DBT, one word, debt, REFUSION, refusion, THEORY, theory, debt refusion theory, 3 words, putting into application and practice and policy, taking all private and public debt, or reset, and with that number, creating the global central bank to issue universal unit of exchange by biometrics, the hand, the voice, and the eye being unique, biometric. Being unique biometric identifiers. So with all existing public and private debt, debt refusion theory put into practice, creating the global central bank to issue a universal unit of exchange in order to finance the 2 complementary cooperative covenant institutions of the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragan Army, just as envisioned in my scenario. Complementary covenant cooperative with the International Integrated Dance League, aka the Dancing Goddess Army. Complementary to attain harmony between civilization and nature, which you can see these majestic big trees. Just this Mother Nature, the greatest artist, and these trees are but the hairs on the goddess that dances with the bird of the sun to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes, even those that I will eat, buy and purchase, that were harvested by my brothers and sisters, farmers whose hands deserve to be kissed by the politicians, parliamentarians, senators, and feet washed and bodies massaged. And of course, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empires will put into practice my theory of integration, since it develops complementary, so that in the 21st century, due to that we had since 1947, 1963, 1984, increasing specialization, which has created a lot of alienation, complemented by my theory put into practice of integration, which will be supported by the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragan Army, which will encourage people and reward them socially in order to go volunteer to do community work at the respective levels of society, whatever needs to be in the big cities, in the urban, rural gaps, to learn how recycling is done, how compost, how the food comes, of course, from different farms, on the trucks, and on the different venues of transport, which along with food, housing, and transport will be secured by the Dragan army. And all citizens, allies, subjects supposed to have the three aforementioned: food, housing, and transport. Once those three are secured, people are going to be encouraged, supported to work out, train, exercise, do community work for maintenance, for upgrading, for healing in the mind, body, and spirit. And of course, I want to see people in the public domain, which is this Dragon and Dancing Goddesses streets, which is this public domain, to work out, train, exercise, and do community work. And love, love, love. I always get more happy and joyous, especially when I see teenagers or young love embracing, hugging, and dancing and having fun. And for that, to their energies to be channeled and for them to have pleasure, is the Sabbath, of course, which begins at midnight Fridays. So Fridays, every Friday midnight, Mantra Hawk Island, the 37-hour, 49-minute, 42 seconds, almost 38 hour Sabbath commences for the recreation, rejuvenation, and pleasure of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon and the Phoenix youth, not only but mainly for our children, my children. Though I've been alone for many, many years, and my friend who's oftentimes my teacher, and the one I love and call sister, of course. But to that trinity adds a fourth dimension, being a sister, a friend, and a teacher. She's been my family for many years now, and all those others willingly loving, my allies, supporters, armies, to be my family. Billions of kisses, billions of hugs, rubs, tickles. Although I'm financially struggling, I can't complain much, since of course my rent is paid. I'm good until October 31st. Showed you at the beginning, I got 7 big apples, medium and big size apples, which gonna make myself a good apple pie. Maybe not tonight, because I already got leftovers from a special chocolate dessert that I've made. So maybe not tonight, but maybe during the weekend will make myself a good apple pie. Maybe a big one or a few apple pies based on that one. Because with that said, those 7, I guess I can do 2. 1 big one and 1 medium one with those 7. So with those 7 apples, can of course do some good. Last 2 apple pies came out very good, or experimental apple pies. The first one, taking some Israeli far from matzah, putting it together, and then a very good, was a delicious apple pie. Very good. It came out better than expected. I ate it faster than I thought I would. It was so good. I've been gotten better at cooking. So although living in the worst financial crisis, my rent is paid till October 31st. Got food to survive. Got these apples, got some food on the side, and emergency food that's, of course, in the news, and I've noticed was that food in the past just weeks has increased 10%. It's 10% of every dollar that Doesn't keep up with the wages, of course. It's still 10 cents per dollar, so it's $1 every 10. So for 100, use 10. If it's 10%, in some cases it's more. Price of meat, price of XYZ. I've noticed also the eggs and bacon are not have not been on special for a while. This last week I made a video on the news that prices are more increased, prices over the horizon. Taking 13.3 bucks, and I went and got the cheapest, most affordable, least expensive noodle bags, noodle bags on the market. 4 noodle bags for $1. Four noodle bags for $1, so 25 cents each. That's a very good deal. So I was able to get 37 for 9 bucks and 30 cents or so, right? Because 40 is $10. So I got 37, so it's less than 10. But so if I would have gotten 40, it would have been $10. This is the best deal on the market. Doesn't say the country of origin. I'm curious because I know I bought some from different countries, from the US. Not a lot of Canadian noodle bags, I haven't noticed a lot. I bought some from Korea, and the most different big stores, the more affordable, cheapest, least expensive, have been from China. A lot of them that I've noticed. This one, I know that per bag is 390 calories, so there's 3 flavors. So there's one flavor which is chicken, the other one is beef, and the other one which is vegetarian. So they're about 400 calories each bag, with about 10 grams of protein each bag. So 37 in theory, in an emergency, let's say, as I read in the news that, again, yesterday North Korea tested another long-range ballistic missile. Food shortages, supply chain management. Right. In theory, those 37 could last me 37 days. In theory. In practice, I will have to be careful to do different. Could not probably sustain the level of physical activity as I am engaged in now, with working out regularly, training and exercising, and doing long marches. But in theory, one bag could last me through. One bag per day. It will be a very rationing to the extreme, right? An extreme form of, or intense. Or an extreme would probably be even less. But nonetheless, a severe, harsh, tough regimen would be. So 37 days in theory. But I've saved, so I think I got total about, minimum 61 or 77 or even close. I'm gonna do a count before Halloween. So I'm gonna do a big cleaning, purifying, reordering my room, office and temple just before Halloween, as the month of Scorpio begins, of course. And in theory they could last me those for a few good weeks. But again, it all depends on the level of physical activity or rationing that would be involved, right? Because would not be able to maintain the same level of physical activity if my calorie intake and my food intake goes down. I will not be able to have an inverse relationship with that, right? It would have to be a different relationship, have to be increased, not decreased, the calorie intake, in order to sustain it, right? So it's calculation logics now. In this life, spirituality, art, philosophy, physicality, dance, loving, sexuality, psychology has been, and theory, social financial theory has been my chosen path in a parallel life. Perhaps by Halloween or during Halloween, 31st of October will connect with my parallel life where science, innovation, and technology would have been my chosen path. And in that parallel life created Skynet. And in that parallel life, science, innovation, and technology would have grown up in Germany, migrated to Israel, and worked on NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Canada, US, Europe, Israel joint satellite defensive and operation network capabilities, developing 11 solar, 11 lunar on each side operational satellites. In this life, history, civilizations, philosophy, religion, spirituality, sexuality, psychology, art, dance are my chosen as a universal spiritual teaching student and as an independent artist, athlete, activist who has lost more than 77 pounds. Changing that into a no, you're truly Dragan Zero through blood, sweat, and tears, because nobody's born a dragon. You become one, and you gotta be able to do. And this applies whether to a cadet who just started, whether in the NATO member countries, armies, security forces, where they just started by doing the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout, which the rules are simple, effective, and efficient, and which I'm gonna be outlining now. So the rules are simple, the rules are effective, the rules are efficient. You gotta be able to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. That trinity, push-ups, squats, hawks. You got to be able to do it within the rules. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 hawks. I'm not gonna go make any purchases today of the soups. I gotta check the bank account, see the bank balance. I scraped a few dollars to get the apples, so we'll not go into the, just because I'm feeling a bit sick, and if I do have COVID, I want to minimize my entrance into public spaces. I don't think I had it. I am vaccinated. So, and since this is, of course, even since it's a Wednesday, it seems like it's a population. It's a lot of cars. So to minimize civilian contact with civilians, we'll just operate and go roundabout. There's a shopping center in my old neighborhood where I used to shop a lot here, and affordable prices for the cinema has gotten me through many years as I was studying, reading, writing, suffering this dollar cinema called it most affordable cinema in Montreal, Hawk Island. I've seen many movies. Right here. It's called the Carey Square, and it's called Dollar Cinema. $2.50, I think the price still for the cinema. Sometimes free movies. Popcorn is affordable, drinks are affordable, and I go get a special chocolate, which I like very much. Sometimes there, but like I said, I have a sore throat. I'm coughing a bit and have a runny nose. Though got 2 Pfizer vaccines. If Delta or after Delta another variant could be. So I'm working out, doing what I do best, and minimizing civilian contact with civilian population. I'm working out, exercising, marching, of course, envisioning for those big buildings, residential. This is new here. This is a new big building. I don't know if all of it is I got, but that one is a big gray and is probably built from the 60s, 70s. This one's gray too. I wish it'd be green, which is the color of the Dancing Goddess Army, or red, which is the official color of the Dragan Army, red and green, and the Phoenix People's Party rainbow. I want to see the buildings a little bit more color, some blue, some purple, some yellow, some orange. Too much gray, in my opinion. I'd like to see more buildings which are white, not white, but less gray, meaning with more green or red. The stairs are red here, or red, purple, orange, rainbow. My nature calls. It's number one, otherwise I would have had to go in the shopping center. Oh, I know exactly where, the corner there, with the bushes. I'm meditating, economic, commercial, financial, commercial, economic news. Economic, financial, commercial news have been quite worrisome in the past days and weeks about prices being increased, which affects the majority of the population, of course, about supply chains. Maybe toys are not going to get to children in time. I suggest creativity and playfulness. Reading children's books. My brothers and sisters who are mummies and daddies, although I have no children myself. All willingly living to be my children and family. Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Emperor. Wow, look at the full moon. Full moon was started at 10 a.m. 10:56. That's a nice, I gotta say. That is a nice, talented graffiti art. I don't know if you can see it. Graffiti art. Beautiful, talented, well done, I gotta say. It embellished the place. The moon is there. I don't know why you can see, but see that when I'm pointing with my hand? Now the hand, now the moon. Now the hand blocks the moon's view. Now the hand blocks the moon view. It was full, it's full day, so it's gonna be full. Till then I see a lot of rocks here. I'm gonna pee. Gonna pee right here. This is another great place to work out, train, exercise. Pull my little scar, little small, tiny little androgynous scar clit dick, cock clit cock, my little tiny androgynous scar, tiny androgynous scar. Ah. I have a craving for a burger. I won't say where, in my old neighborhood. I'm on a budget, financially stressed, and I'm just gonna say a creative joke which I envisioned as a cartoon or as a scene of the movie. Since I am also an independent artist, athlete, and activist, I had this. I'm writing a few scripts and children's books and comedy and humor, and sometimes in my head, it is a comedy, and I've envisioned this. Just die. There's great. There's quite a few rocks here that I'm guessing I would, if I would to catch the sun here, woo, I would have to come during between midday and 3 o'clock somewhere during October, November, December. But I see a few big rocks. One looks like a heart. See right there. And other rocks here. Wow, we have another Dragon's gym right here. See? You can't really see, but you're gonna hear the rocks bang, that's for sure. See? Here. See here. And you're gonna hear. I could bring a few here. Set up a Dragon gym here, but I think they're perfect there. Here, and could line them up here, but I think they're good there. Although here would be good too if put here, but there's a danger of them falling on somebody's feet or a child playing with them falling on their feet. So they're best where they are, because I was thinking of bringing them here to work out a bit now, but I'm just gonna march today. Can do a little bit of push-ups. Squat hops. So I was thinking putting a few here, although there's some risk, especially for the children, so it's best leave the rocks there and come during the day. If somebody volunteered to put a light there to make a Dragon gyms right there with the rocks, some designated dedicating Dragon gyms across this Hawk Island, Montreal. The carry. I am craving a burger, I gotta say, and although I have, how much do I have? I have a few dollars. Oh, there's more rocks here. So I have 3 parts. We have that one there. Oh yeah, this is great. This is great. See? 1, 2, and 3. Another gym there. So usually we come this way in other marches, and we march towards the sun. Going north. And now what we'll do is we're gonna march towards the south in the direction of the moon, which will complement in a cooperative, complementary way as the dancing goddess and the dragon armies are complementary cooperative covenant institutions. And this is they have their own gym there. This is a new building here. This wasn't here when I lived close by here in this neighborhood. This is my old neighborhood. I'm going on DeCarry, and that is called the DeCarry Square DeCarry. This is all new here. A little bit too gray about a car. This is new. This is new here. This center here. Yeah. Marching south, usually in last videos last week, the week before and that prior, we were marching that way. We were marching north. Now we're marching parallel, counter, corresponding opposite way. We are marching south, south, south. As last week, 2 weeks ago, and 3 weeks ago we were marching towards the sun at sunset. Now we're marching south on DeCarry Boulevard. And below is the link to the highway. And this, that way, goes to the US-Canadian border. Which of course, yours truly was an American twice in past lives. 156 years ago, 718 miles down that way, which is south where we're marching. Served in the US Army. Don't believe in past life reincarnations, don't have to. One of the greatest generals in the US history did, called George S. Patton. George S. Patton, as a matter of fact, wrote one of the best poems, one of my favorite poems, one of the most epic poems about reincarnation ever written. And the poem is called Through, Through, as in via, as in a looking lens, through a glass darkly, through a glass darkly. And just like myself, I'm a poet, and we have not only being poet in common, me and Patton, but we share astro sign. Astrologically, I am a Scorpio, and he is a Scorpio. And speaking of, the Scorpio month begins this Friday at midnight. The first Sabbath of the Scorpio begins this Friday at midnight. So I'm marching past my old neighborhood now. Which I have memories of reading those thousands of aforementioned books and writing tens of thousands of pages of theory, of social, financial theory, stories, poetry, script ideas, songs, and many, much more. As I was in a struggle and not far from here. I wonder how many people are struggling in that building. Their rent. How many are late on the rent? Food security issues. It's a bit too gray. I'll paint it some green, red, and yellow, or rainbow. But embellish the grayness of the big residential building, and some of the skyscrapers could use it also. A little bit more color. I'm at the corner of DeCarry, and this is Van Horn. We've passed. We didn't go all the way to Jean Talon. Yes, this is Van Horn, confirmed. My old neighborhood. New buildings being built, and new buildings have been built, so... Although, of course, the neighborhood, Côte de Neige, is still part of officially... So I've retrieved, I've seen it there and this in the corner, So it's smelled it first, looked at it first. I'm gonna inspect it even more at home headquarters. It is rice 3, holy sacred divine 3. They're the same rice with beans and it doesn't smell bad. It smells like a lot of mustard. 3 trays like this, but not the same weight in every one. So I'm gonna inspect it when I get back to headquarters. If anybody has left this food as a donation, as a charity, may that who has left this donation of food and of charity, may in my name, Adrian, HannaH, Dragan, be blessed threefold for every penny that you spend, the energy that you dare to create and produce and make, or the finances thereof. For you to make this food, to produce it, may you be blessed, rewarded, and consequently repaid threefold in kind. For every sweat, every penny, every dollar. Rice with, I think it's rice with beans and spices, so we'll retrieve it. Smells like it was cooked yesterday, or could be the day earlier, or yesterday or 2 days ago. We'll close it. And gonna disinfect the bag. I'm gonna disinfect the hands, and we're like it's a World War III scenario. Like food is short, in short supply. I'm gonna put a good amount of disinfectant. I'm gonna rub my hands, rub. Not just my hands, but the back, underneath as well, on the side. And in between the fingers, interlock the fingers, the hands, and again underneath. I put it enough so I'm still oily. Put a good amount, and again interlock the fingers. In between the fingers, interlock the hands. Wash, rub. I'm gonna do it again one more time. Underneath, above, on top, and below. And round about, left, right, and again the hands, and then the back vacuum. We're gonna put it in the backpack. I secured about 3 days maximum of food, but maybe just one big moon feast tonight. I'm gonna do a little bit of hydration, HYDRATE, a little bit of hydration. This is water, gonna hydrate, Dragan Army hydrate, HDRAT, hydrate. I'm gonna drink it all. 1 hour and a half into the march, 1 hour and a half to go. Good point to drink all the water that I have here, which is about 710, 771 liter. There we go. Hydration protocol completed. Hydration protocol completed. Hydration protocol completed. Back, we got food retrieved. Again. I'm gonna inspect it, observe it, smell it again, back at headquarters, and maybe even recook it a bit, recook it slightly. Because cooking it, we're gonna look at it, gonna inspect it. Another building being built here. I like the chairs. Some of them are red, my favorite color, and the official color of the Dragan army, which I'm wearing in complimentary covenant cooperative with green. I gotta thank my friend, my teacher, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, who has gifted me these pair of army pants. One of the best army pants that you're truly ever had. These. As for the rice, R-I-C is for the rice. If that was a gift, if that was a donation, if that was charity, may you be rewarded 3 times for every penny you spent. Every sweat, may the energy come back to you. Or the funds, every dollar that you spend for that rice and those beans and those spices in it, may you be rewarded 3-fold back. Adrian, HannaH, Dragan. Again, I'm gonna inspect it again, double check. From the smell, it didn't smell rotten. It smelled a little bit like mustard. Interestingly enough, it smelled like Dijon mustard. No, Dijon, the French from the city of Dijon, they have a special mustard called Dijon, originating from the city by that same name. Had that smell. I know my friend, my sister, my love and call sister, and who's oftentimes a teacher and a friend and fourth dimension, also a financial sponsor. I remember once I bought for her. I asked her what kind of mustard she likes or she wants. I said I got Dijon, so it kind of smells like that. Kind of smells like that. This could use more color here. These buildings. Those ones also. Some green, some red, some purple. Marching south this time towards the moon. Full moon. It's full moon this morning. It was full moon at 10:56 a.m. in the morning, so today's Wednesday, October 20th. Usually moon lasts, full moon is about 3 days, so tomorrow's gonna be the first day. Well, today's the first day, tomorrow the second, and the third. That'll be the full moon Sabbath. Full moon Sabbath at midnight. I'm feeling much better. I'm sweating a bit. I feel my armpits sweating. And last time at work when I had a flu or cold, and it's hard to get into it because you don't feel 100%. You're sore throat. And it's hard to get into. To start. You start to get that motivation. I have it too. You know, I've been depressed, lonely, suicidal. But now I'm feeling better, although my throat is still the same. Marching towards the moon south headquarters. Look at these nice rocks. I could work out with those too. So again, anybody loving to join the Dragan army, you gotta be able to do the general war integrated total body training system. Within the rules. The rules are simple, effective, and efficient. You gotta do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. That trinity, 100 push-ups, 100 hocks, and 100 squats. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. Push-ups, squats, hocks. That trinity. You got 93 minutes. That's an hour and a half. 93 minutes to do it, complete it. That's an hour and a half plus 3 minutes. If you're able to do it within the rules, which are simple, effective, and efficient. Maximum 13 repetitions per set. Minimum 3. Anywhere in between. I've been doing sets of 10. 10 times 10 is an easy count, gets to 100. I have performed 213 sessions so far in my underground room, office, and temple, and now coming days, weeks, months ahead, when the weather permits, I'm doing these special ones in the outdoors, concrete jungle, the streets, or of course by the river, with the rocks, in the mountain, on the mountain, on the forest mountain. "100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks." If you're able to do them within the rules, 13 max reps per set, 3 minimum anywhere in between, and you gotta march, jog, walk fast pace, a minimum of 31 seconds in between. There's no stop, no pause. Once you start the 93-minute clock countdown, you gotta march, jog, walk fast pace, a minimum of 31 seconds in between. You can do them within the rules. You're eligible to become the next Dragan, as your story becomes Dragan Zero. Again, the rules: 100 push-ups, 100 hocks, 100 squats. You got 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. For that trinity of 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 100 hocks. Trinity of exercises: push-ups, squats, hocks, 100 for each. 93, an hour and a half plus 3 minutes to do them. Maximum 13 reps per set. minimum 3 or anywhere in between. You can do 7, 6, 10, and you can do them differently every time until you get to 100. It's not regimented. The rules are simple, effective, efficient, and within those rules you can play how you feel, how you want to try to do them, and then do them in that way, or change every time you can change them. There's many, multiple, countless ways with that combination mathematically, in a mathematical calculation, that you can do them within those rules, right? 100 for each. Ah, that Scorpio. Scorpio. I saw a scorpion on it. A good Scorpio. Was a beautiful Scorpio on it. Beautiful Scorpio on it. So if you can do them within the rules, 93 minutes, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hots, maximum 13 reps per set, minimum 3 or anywhere in between. There's no pause once you start, although do recommend a 5, 10 or even 15-minute marching, jogging, walking, fast-paced, running as a warm-up before you get into the workout. There's no pause, there's no stop. Once you start the countdown, 93 minutes, you gotta march, you gotta jog, you gotta walk fast pace. Those are the rules. Effective, efficient, and simple rules. 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hots, 100 for each. Minimum of 31 seconds. 31 seconds. 31 seconds minimum. Nice red chairs. Minimum of 31 seconds. And a nice green chair here. It's so nice. Nice green. I don't have space in my underground room of St. Temple to put any more things. My friend, my teacher, the one I love and call sister, got the best chair that I have ever for me, and now the second and best chair, a nice comfy one, very comfortable, and a nice red 9, 10. I'm gonna get it. I made it to the half. I made it to the half. Old neighborhood, Queen Mary, right here. I wasn't gonna run because if I would have run all the way, I got here in the middle, which is an official pit stop, right? If you don't get it on time, you get time to secure yourself here. So I got here, it was 1 second on the clock. So I decided to just stop here, because when I stopped clock, I put my foot. Yeah, it turned 0. See, now it's not that of a not that big of a deal. I didn't wait long. 22 seconds. Well, I'm gonna retrieve some more food. Got wasting food, some emergency food here again. Let's see what do we got. Oh, just in time what I was craving, but I will inspect it. See on the floor. Smelling it is good. Smells like a, oh yeah, smells like a good burger, one of those burgers that I was craving. Goddess, thank you. That I like. If anybody did this, for yours truly, Adrian, HannaH, Dragan 0, may you be blessed 3 times in reward. See? Oh yeah. I'm gonna re-inspect it back at headquarters. Got some 3 pieces of bread, an apple, a bagel which I love. These. I'm gonna disinfect everything. Disinfect. Bagel. I love it. Food. And gonna put everything back in the bag. Although this I'm gonna put in recycling. Back. We continue marching. Got a feast. Again, thank you and be blessed. Threefold. 3 times in kind. I love the red sign. What does it say? Masotherapy. Yep, I can use maso. Yep, I can use herb. Yep. Telephone 5149. Address. Well, it's right there. The address is there. Acupuncture Globert. www.acupuncturekype.com. I love the red color, so when I can afford it, the masotherapy and the acupuncture, if I could trade you something for it, I will. I could use one of those right now, actually. Wow, not until I complete my march. I'm in tonight. I can't afford it. Got a few dollars for food emergency transport, and which I want to spend. Look at that alien. Which I want to spend for the kids, to get them some candy. I want to dress up as the Rainbow Witch. Give children candy and do art, animate in the park. Marching north, south, my bad. I mean, used to march north the other way, towards the sunset, towards the sun in the last week, 2 weeks and 3 weeks ago. Those videos of the General War marching dance hard. Now I'm marching south, towards the moon, which is the eye of the goddess. I'm happy, joyful. I found food. I hope all of it is good. Some of it is sealed, smells good, so it should be good. I'm gonna give it a second inspection. By smell, by sight, and by a little taste. Maybe the rice are just because heat kills bacteria, germs, and microbes. Maybe the rice will heat it again, and I can have a full moon feast. And that burger, and I God is blessed just in time. I said I get a burger, hamburger. I was craving a hamburger. There wasn't even a bite in it. I don't know if it was forgotten there or left for yours truly. Because other items, it looked like the bag was full of food, and that the person just ate until it got hungry, because there were some peels of mandarins. There was a bottle of water that was fully drank. And there was, what else? The bottle of water. And there was also some envelopes, I mean foil, which seem to have had food in them before. I was gonna open some of my cans from the reserves that have, so I'm grateful to have found so much food. which will last me until probably Sabbath. I'm still gonna be eating rice tomorrow, today, tomorrow, and tomorrow night, and maybe even Friday. But for sure I'm gonna eat that burger. I hope it's good, good, good. I'm gonna inspect it. I'm gonna look, close inspection, smell it very good, and little pieces of taste. I'm gonna warm it up. And the mandarins, three mandarins and three little sticks. I think they're wafer-like breadsticks. And what else? 3 pieces of there are 3 items which came in 3, all that, like 156. The 3 bread, they were burnt bread, they were toasted bread. The 3 breadsticks and 3 mandarins. But the burger broke the 333 in Goddess's nomine Babylon. See, this is usually where started a few videos while going the other way. While going north, as I'm going south facing the moon, and before we went north facing the sun. Let me hear. Yeah. So thank you again. May you be rewarded, blessed, compensated threefold if has left that food as charity, as a good deed, or as for food security for somebody. Maybe for Adrian, HannaH, Dragan, for yours truly, Dragan Zero. And of course, you've seen past videos as on my workouts, I am imagining worst case scenarios. Parallels such as World War III scenario, which my World War III is ongoing until Halloween. The timeline is Halloween. I set up to do, of course, 300 General War Integrated Total Body Training System sessions, and I've completed 213, meaning I've completed more than 2/3, right? Because 200 divided by 300 is 2/3, right? So 300%, 300 sessions, that is the 100%. So if we are to divide in a ratio 2 to 3, it's 66. So 213 is more than 2/3 completed total sessions, right? Be close to like 70% or something like that. The General War Integrated Total Body Training System. And that is, of course, the de facto examination. You gotta be able to do it within the rules. Simple, effective, efficient, within the rules you can play. 100 push-ups. 100 squats, 100 hacks. That Trinity push-up squats hacks. You integrate the cardio. Once you start the countdown, there's no stop, no pause. You march, you jog, you walk fast pace, you run in between each set. Whether you do 13 max or 3 minimum, or whether you do 7, 6, or 10. I've been doing, of course, 10 times 10 is an easy count. And I think I gotten used to doing 10 times 10. And so I did sometimes very different. I tried to do 13. But of course, when you do 13, if you do 13, it's a different count to get to 100, right? Because 13 times 6 is 10 times 6 is 60, times 3 18, so 78. So 7 times 13 is nice pants, bro. Nice red color of those pants. Love it, love it, love it. The pants I'm wearing are green army pants, which were gifted by my friend, who's oftentimes a teacher and the one I love and call sister. That trinity of sister, friend, teacher as the fourth dimension, being my one and only financial sponsor at the moment. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna cut through because I was gonna go get myself some chocolate milk, and I think I'm gonna forego chocolate milk since I found the food, and I'm just gonna go take the route to go to headquarters in a different manner, different way. And so I'm gonna go straight south now because I took a detour here on Monkland. So I'm gonna go straight south again, and I'm gonna take a detour. Although I'm tempted to get the chocolate milk, at least one, to be honest. I'm gonna leave it for the Sabbath, I guess. I'm gonna leave it because it's 179, 180, but I already spent money for the apples. And so what we'll do, we'll go south again. And this is DeCarry. Going to the border, southern border with the United States. The moon is there, but can't see it because it's cloudy. Although it must be full and beautiful. Maybe by the time we reach headquarters, it will be more visible. See? So again, food, housing, and transport are the public-private partnership. But before I gotta say again, thank you, love you, appreciate if you've left food for somebody financially struggling like myself or in need of food security. And because I'm gonna earn this feast to this long march. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Play, my children. Play, my children. Play, play, play. Play, my children. Play, play, play. Fuck yeah, bro. Play, my children. Play, play, play. Yeah. Yeah, bro. This is what I love. Fuck yeah. This is what yours truly, HannaH Dragan, loves. And this is the anthem of the Phoenix People's Party, and the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Army's anthem. It's gonna be no lyrics with music. It's gonna be my children playing, playing, laughing, loving. And this is the anthem. What you heard right there. Children playing. Children laughing, playing, and having fun. That is the anthem of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Army. And the empire of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Army and the Phoenix People's Party. As we are blessed to see the full moon now. Say the eye of the goddess. When they say God, I say goddess. Play, my children, play. I love you, love you, love you. I love it, love it. Love my children, play. Play. Have fun, kiss, hug. We gotta educate our children in loving their bodies. Their bodies are temples for purpose and for pleasure, and for their joy and their pleasure. With hygiene, they can get dirty and get back clean, and consent and sexual education and physical education. And yours truly with this. Another Dragon gym potentially here. With this rocks here, see I got one Dragon rock. See how heavy is this one? Is it heavy? It is heavy enough. And this one, let's see if we can find a full moon. Look at this beautiful beast. And found a rock. See one rock here. Among these rocks, it's man-made. I'm gonna work out. See back. We'll do it. 1, 2, and the third one. We're gonna find a third one. A third one here. A third one. See? And the moon. The eye of the goddess is full. And that was nice what they were doing in the park. Adolescents, I think 11 to 17-year-olds, or look like teenagers. And I love seeing that. It uplifts my spirit, man. I just love it. When I see children playing, and not just children, because they're not. Some of them look like they were 11, other 13. Some of them were 14, 15, 16. But they can play with each other. And that's the anthem of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. And this will be the anthem. There's no lyrics. There's no lyrics. There is music, 3 verses, 7 minutes and 18 seconds. And 14 minutes and 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And 93 seconds. But there is the laughter, laughing children, from small children, adolescents, young teens, children playing When I say children, I also mean, of course, adolescents playing and having fun and loving. And that is the anthem, ANTHEM, of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, which is one empire under the moon, under the stars, under the sun, on earth. And the Phoenix People's Party, that's the anthem. With music, rap, rock, fused, techno, trance, all the few music genres put together, classic, a fused, mixed, combined elements. But it's children laughing, and children playing, and children having fun, and loving, LOVing, to teach the youth of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire to not be ashamed of their bodies, to understand their bodies, and to treasure it as a temple for pleasure and for purpose, and to share, and for a better world where love and understanding guides us with the energies which we have been blessed with as the intensity of the sun increases, and channeling the aggressions, and channeling the violence, and channeling it via this constructive means. And then, when the conquering child will be cheered on and applauded, will we have peace and true freedom. And for freedom, let it be known that yours truly, Dragon Zero, I shed blood and tears to turn his A in the surname into an O. Who streets? Dragon Zero, Dragon Army streets. Who streets? Dragon Zero, Dragon Army streets. Who streets? Dragon Zero. And let it be known that through blood, sweat, and tears, I will face them. If anybody wants to challenge me in boxing and whatever, leaders of the free world, I'll knock you down. Drop down and give Dragon Zero 13 push-ups. Leaders of the free world in gated communities. For love's sake, for freedom's sake, for my blood, sweat, and tears that yours truly has given to attain and lifting the sword of freedom, a double-edged sword, careful in casual, cowardly hands. For many in the West have died and perished through blood, sweat, and tears in our own Western civilization. 2 world wars. As Einstein said, we need to avert the third. Or you got nuclear weaponry and nuclear warheads and ICBMs, boom, boom, boom. We'll be fought with sticks and stones. To my allies and armies, love you. Oh, gotta run. Yellow. Green. Hey. Adrian died. Just in time. Slightly on the late side. 2 steps or so. Maybe 3 steps. Maybe 3. You don't see yours truly, Dragan Zero, reading. And I'm gonna deliver a speech by my poetry, or speak, discuss about my philosophy, my wisdom, my pain, my suffering, and my will, and the dancing goddess and the dragon army and the empire for world peace, international justice, and global freedom, ensuring global freedom. The Phoenix People's Party. Anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love action. And love, not just blah blah blah. You can blah 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 in 7 years, and you can blah 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 for 13 years, and write 22 books with theory which will melt like snow in the spring, the sun, which will rise and will set after yours truly, Adrian, HannaH, Dragan gone. And in my name, dance, love, work out, train, exercise, do art, take care of your bodies for pleasure and for purpose. And the Sabbaths, dance and love, and get dirty but get back clean, hygiene, water, soap, and run and exercise, and understand and love and share love as much as you can, and balance merit and needs in harmony. I'm gonna do a little bit of rap, grabbing on my nuts if you don't mind. The sons are asking Kanye, to marry me in a BDSM switch. Open marriage for world peace. Put you on a leash for world peace. You said too much God, I never heard goddess as the full moon, bitch. Trip lips, kiss my ass, bitch. Multi-millionaire, how much did you give? Give. I don't know but shit, that's for sure, bitch. Kiss from the goddess lips. Give my holy, sacred, and divine name out of your bitch ass mouth, bitch. Snitches. I don't know about this shit, I ain't perfect, I admit it. Yup, bisexual pal, like a motherfucker love to suck a clit it. A licking kitty, get dirty, but I get back clean, royal lofty, bitch. Shake my nuts, shake my ass like I'm twerking on the streets. And it's full of world freedom and worldwide clips. On the ground up in the streets, and the night up in the creeps. Run and kiss and put the blinks, when they blink up in the streets. When they see, what they see up in the lips. Forehead, too much, nothing to give. To receive in the dark when there's so many few light slicks. And the motherfucking play up on the lips. Yep, rugged voice, cause I got a little bit of sick. Get a 2 vaccine, y'all are multi-millionaires listening to rappers that be living in gated communities. That be listening to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. Keep listening to rappers that be living in gated communities, man. That's what you guys do. Most of you, not all. I never generalize. Try to discern, ask questions, improve. I'm not perfect, far from it. I got issues, vices. I'm not suicidal tonight. I'm joyful, happy. I got food, found food. I'm grateful for it. And I'm very happy to have seen those 11 to 17-year-olds, I think 13, 14, maybe 16 average. Teenagers, young teens, playing in the school in the school hours, playing, having fun, giggling, and making, or a few guys of them just chasing and having fun there, and they were having lots of fun, and I loved hearing them having giggle and fun. That was fun. So I'm happy about that. That was the best event of my day. Finding the food, yes, also. Finding the food was great. It was awesome. But the best moment was when I heard the best moment was when I've heard the youth, the children, aren't that young, maybe average 14, 15, 16, and I heard them playing, heard them giggling. They were chasing each other like a tag team. You're it, you're it, you're it, stuff like that was... I just loved that. I just loved it. That was fun. The best moment of the day. Complimented by me finding a burger, which I was craving for a hamburger. In complimentary with finding food, lots of rice. In complimentary for finding 3 mandarins, and in complimentary with the hamburger. That was super. It was like the goddess's winds guided me to make that detour, to just say, hey, I'm not gonna take the usual route. I'm just gonna go parallel to the highway. I'm gonna keep going south and pass by the high school, and which I did. And so that was very, very nice. I'm very happy, man. I'm very... I got phlegm. I'm still a bit sick. Got phlegm down my throat. But I'm joyous, man. This moment brought me joy, seeing their joy and playing around, having tags like that. It was just, I don't know, it brings me joy to see them run after each other and catch each other in the dark and play with lights and just play whatever, freestyle play. Freestyle play, I guess. Ensuring, securing freedom, which is a double-edged sword with, I admit, with my tiny hands, my tiny feet, and my tiny little androgynous scar. It's too heavy for me to lift by my solo. Perhaps if my friend has oftentimes been a teacher, and the one I love and call Sister Anonymous, it helps. There's a sunflowers. I'm inspecting if they have some seeds in them. I have some seeds. See the sunflower? Interesting, they move. See? They move with the sun. That's what I do also. Sometimes I just sleep. But generally, call me Sunflower Rapper. Although my underground rapper name is Class War. CLASS WAR. You can also call me workers in the city. I saluted them. They need their salaries to be raised. I wonder how many of them are struggling financially. You get the compost, the garbage, It was a big truck. I have an admiration for the machines though. In a parallel life, science, innovation, technology would have worked on big machines, computer, satellite, integrated machines such as small ones, miniature ones and big ones, but in this life know a little bit of general theory, but I always ask questions about where was it produced? How much does it weigh? What's the capacity? How old? When was it built? Some of them were built in the 80s. Some, I guess, they're still in circulation with maintenance and upkeep and repairs from even the 70s. I'm assuming. Maybe not that many from the 70s, but from the 80s, I'm sure they are. 80s, 84, 89. The big... Now I'm meditating, see how many... The Hawk Island, Montreal's population is 2.2. I wonder how many machines, I mean big garbage collection trucks are there in the city. I'm wondering. I would assume there must be at least east, west, north, south. Montreal is a big city. It's about 358 square kilometers. So it's a big island surrounded by one of the biggest rivers in the world, right? Ah, nature calls. I see a bush, I see a bush, I see a bush, I see a bush. I see a bush, I see a bush, I see a bush. I see a bush, yes. I see a bush, yes. I see a bush, yes. I see a bush, oh yes. Put my little tiny androgynous car. And oh, and gonna let it out. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Whew. See, now I'm letting out natural functions of the body, which is urination, pissing, getting this liquid out. Before I let a bit of an emotion. Passion also. You won't find me editing my videos. You won't find yours truly, Adrian H. Dragonborn, being reborn, Adrian HannaH Dragon, yours truly, androgynous pansexual founder, the dancing goddess and the dragon empire and the phoenix people spy. You won't find yours truly editing videos. It's more about the content, the words, the philosophy, the proposals, the solutions, the love, the will that I'm sharing by communication, discourse, speaking, ranting. I get upset. Sometimes I see politicians elected. Did they have to read that off of a piece of paper to say that? Then I just get a bit upset, get a glass of water or some tea or some coffee, or go splash my head with water and write a poem or do a little bit of rap or a little bit of dance, and I cool off. Just in certain circumstances, do not get upset or angry or puts me in a bad vibe. But a lot of times when I see, yesterday too, the day before, I'm not gonna name names because they propose solutions, alternatives. We can communicate, dialogue, and reach a compromise. And I'm also, as much as I'm about philosophizing and spiritual theory and art, with a little bit of rap, sometimes a lot of rap, perhaps a little bit too much rap. But in my poetry, rap for me is poetry, philosophy. Well, sometimes I do say that, well, you have to read, right? Because there's numbers involved and there's things you don't want to miss, such as you don't want to get wrong the numbers or the statistics or the information. Yes, I understand, but in circumstances, for example, I got elected, and to read a few phrases about I will be of good service and I will raise the minimum wage or whatever. I will fight against poverty, and see them reading, going with their heads down, reading out the paper. I understand. It's just, it upsets me for some reason. I just get upset about it, but I guess I understand the pressures and the criticizing. The critics, of course, jump on you. They turn the word that you said into a monstrosity. Some, not all. Right? You said, here I say something, and he hears it by the time he gossips to somebody else. What I've just said turns into a far from the... Or there's more rocks there. Another dragon gym. Turns so far from what I've said initially that it's not even recognizable anymore. The original message. I guess. Right, it happens. Sure, if I make mistakes, correct. I make mistakes every day. I perhaps said things offensive or inappropriate in XYZ, culturally inappropriate or offensive, or as much as I try to be and to do the best, or gestures of a XYZ nature, which I want to be loved. I want to be loved primarily, and I want to give love, spiritual love and physical love and all types of love, rainbow love. Love for me is also action, man. Not just blah blah blah. Not just blah blah blah. Priestess of the goddess, come on, let me kiss ya. Yeah, androgynous. I'm not rainbow, but I can be Stormer. Yep. We can play consent if you allies love. Don't flip a coin if you want it, love. Yep, mix different potions of that love. Well, some more dragon gems there. See rocks all over. Hawk Island, Montreal turned it into a rainbow dragon gymnasium and dancing goddess army island of pleasure and purpose. To my allies and armies, kisses, rubs, hugs, massages, tickles, and working out, training, exercising. Get dirty, get clean. All ALL orders given by yours truly, Dragon Zero. To the dragon army must be obeyed, yours truly. The priestess of the goddess Adrian HannaH. I get one kiss from the goddess of the starlit heaven, who now has countless stars starlit. Isis. That kiss turns into trillions. For my children, I'm passing these trees again. There's not a lot of wind. Usually there's nice wind. It's just divine. Just not just divine, but holy, sacred. When you see the trees and imagine all the wind in all the trees from here, Hawk Island, Montreal, these majestic trees, to Africa, one of my favorite trees, the acacia tree, to all the trees in the Amazon and the rainforest, and in Asia, in Japan, cherry trees and countless trees, which are the hairs on the goddess's body. There's a nice little gardening being done there. See? Nice gardening being done. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's creative and simple. I think they grow some edibles even. Maybe even little potatoes, I think. Or just flowers. I'm not sure. I went last summer, I checked, but there was nothing written. And now it seems to have expanded a bit. So on the side here, I wonder in theory if somebody could finance it, or it to work, community co-op, whatever, cooperation, volunteering, to just do it all from here to the other. I did urban farming, so I have a little bit of knowledge. I think we could put tomatoes, beans, maybe the small potatoes, maybe. I wonder. I think somebody's best to analyze the soil is, and to say if we can do from one end to the other, and then we could have food security, maybe like that. Mass urban farming, I am for it. I have some experience in it. Not a lot. In a past life was many times a farmer by the Nile, by the Danube, by the Euphrates. In many past lives grew corn. Well, not corn. Corn was past life in North America by the Mississippi River. Wheat. A lot of wheat. Grapes, which are my favorite fruit. Now you know another secret of red grapes, green grapes, black grapes, small, medium, big grapes. All types of grapes I love. Green, purple. Mostly I think the grapes in the world are mostly green, right? The dominant strain are green, and then red, I think, and then black. Black are also, the big black ones, delicious, eh? They're so tasty. I think those are the rarest. Or the black ones are the rarest, and the deep blue, or deep purple. So we have several shades. We have green, we have red, we have black, deep purple, different shades of grapes. I realized how fragile and certain crisis our civilization is, and how grateful that's got to be for everything that have. These big residential buildings. Right there, how many people you think are late on the rent? How many people you think are financially struggling with food security or rent or XYZ? Don't know. Or with other issues. Doesn't have to be just financial, not just economic. It can be, of course, in different ways. In different ways. Different struggles, right? Admitted or hidden. Admitted. Some people live in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and they bear the secret, whether psychological trauma or being bisexual or gay, or right, or wanted to experience sexuality, interracial sexuality, whatever it is, right? And it can be someplace still taboo across generations, right? Intergeneration. It still exists. This thing still exists. NFL. My rainbow brother Colin Nassib, right? One of the freest, the home of the brave, land of the free, home of the brave. Saying as an American twice in past lives. He's one of the freest, bravest on the field. Right. He's not the only LGBTQ player in the NFL. There's many. He's the one who had courage to come out in the open 3 months ago. There are many others. I understand for financial reasons, spiritual, well, not spiritual, I should say dogmatic religious ideologies, whatever they own. Mine are simple. Love your body, purposeful pleasure and temple, learn wisdom. I don't know it all. I have more questions than answers regarding spirituality. Yeah, it embodies, I say, goddess that dances with a bird, the sun. Yeah, sure. Night sky, these trees, the hairs on the goddess's body, which is Mother Nature, the greatest artist. Yep. Part of us is divine. Our existence, things we don't know, are the planets, the mystery. I leave a lot to mystery. Some things we'll never know, the mysteries. The COVID. Maybe like one of my neighbors said on the COVID, maybe we will never know, said. That's what he said. In French. Peut-être on saura jamais. Maybe we will never know. And like my trinity on COVID, first and foremost, don't know what caused COVID. Can think it was snakes to human beings, since don't know for sure cannot rule out another possibility. What do know, 100% without a doubt, is that before COVID, had made, created and designed a workout training program made, created and designed to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in an eerie paradoxical, providential way resembles the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And since it resembles it, and since in my scenario had the solution, that's what I began advocating for. There's a chair, which we can put to some good use. Oh, the snail did. Is that a snail? Oh, it's a little tiny snail. It's growing its shell. I won't disturb it. I wasn't sure what it is. Put it to some good use, do some squat hawks. Right here, with a backpack. Do some squat hawks here. Up. A little bit of squat hawks. squat hug. SQUATS, squat hug. Sweated, sweated, sweated. Feel much better though. Maybe this might work for the flu, although my throat is still sore and I still don't feel 100%, but just sweat a little bit. I'll go take a shower and it's getting a bit chillier. I think temperature dropped by 3 degrees. It might be 15, 14 now, but maybe the last day, or one of the last days that, unless the Indian summer comes early November, late, sometimes it comes late October, Montreal, Hawk Island, Quebec, southern Quebec. But for like 2 weeks, it's in the 20s, mid-20s, even mid-20s sometimes for like 2 or even 3 weeks, depending. So it could be that the temperatures will go high again before or right after Halloween for like 2 to 3 weeks. Squat Hawk, SQUATS /HAWK, Squat Hawk, Squat Hawk, Squat Hawk, Squat Hawk, SQUATS, Squat Hawk. Squat Hawk. Squats and the hawks combined. I'm not gonna do push-ups because I got this on the back, or let me try. It's not that heavy. 20 pounds max. I would say it's about 13. Let's see. Squat hawks. BUSD, a dance move. What's that dance move? What's that dance move? Bust a dance move. Bust a dance move. Squat hops. 77 pounds down. Now converting all existing fat into lean, natural, raw muscle mass. In the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. My deadline is December 3rd. Although as an independent artist, athlete, activist, that AAA Trinity, not too good at meeting deadlines. Or being on time for that matter. Gotta work on that. I've been working on that for for 20 years. Sometimes I'm on time. I'm not always late. Sometimes I meet deadlines. Not always miss them. Big changes coming into with this full moon, which Friday, midnight, and Saturday is the first day of Scorpio, the month of Scorpio. And I am calling all willingly loving, of course, to support the mission, vision, and philosophy as allies, supporters, citizens, subjects of the dancing goddess. Under Dragon Empire, which, our one empire under the sun, under the stars, under the moon, today full moon on earth, for world peace, international justice, global freedom, securing, ensuring global freedom, and attaining harmony between civilization and nature. You can see this tree here. That tree, taller than me, is but a hair on the goddess's body, who dances with her bird, the sun, to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Even this food, the rice, the beans, and even that bread from the wheat that I have, of course, in my backpack, which will give me about 3 days of food security for yours truly too. Keep on working out, keep on training, keep on loving, keep on cleaning, keep on writing, keep on working out, dancing, keep on ranting, keep on underground rapping, keep on offering love to my allies and armies. Squat hocks, 7. Ooh. 7. Let's do 8, 8, 8. Let's do 9, 9, 9. Let's do 10, 10, 10. Let's do 11, 11, 11, 11. Let's do 12. Let's do one more 13 for HannaH. Love.